Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. Or should I say, welcome back to Living Limitless. You know, where we talk about, well, living without limits. It's all about pushing boundaries and breaking barriers. And today we're tackling a topic we've all experienced at some point: failure. Yes, that dreaded F word that no one likes to talk about. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. In fact, it's something that can be incredibly empowering. In fact, we're going to be looking at it in a whole new light. We're flipping the script on failure. Think of it this way. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone. Each misstep is a lesson in disguise. It's like that awkward first attempt at baking a cake that comes out looking like a pancake. We've all been there, right? Sure, you might be tempted to throw in the towel or the spatula, but it's those little mishaps that teach us the most. They build character and resilience. So today we're celebrating the comebacks, the bounce backs, the moments where someone dusted themselves off, said, "Watch this," and turned a stumble into a giant leap forward. These are the stories that inspire us. We're talking about failing forward, embracing failure as a crucial part of the journey to success. Because let's be honest, who wants to peak in high school, right? Life is a continuous journey of growth and learning. Life's way more fun when you've got some good stories to tell. The ups and downs make it all worthwhile. So buckle up, grab your favorite snack, I've got the cookies over here if anyone's asking, and get ready to be inspired by some amazing stories of resilience, determination, and the power of never giving up. Let's dive into the world of failing forward together. Let's start with someone you've probably heard of, J.K. Rowling. You know, the woman who brought us the magical world of Harry Potter? But before she became a household name, her journey was anything but magical. She's the mastermind behind The Boy Who Lived, the creator of a universe that has captivated millions around the globe. From the bustling streets of Diagon Alley to the hallowed halls of Hogwarts, her imagination has given us a world to escape into. She's sold a gazillion books, more than I could even count, and trust me, I've tried. Her books have been translated into numerous languages, making her stories accessible to fans worldwide. But before she was signing autographs for wizards and witches of all ages, she was a single mom, struggling to make ends meet. Imagine the pressure of raising a child alone while trying to chase your dreams. Can you imagine writing a book while also trying to keep tiny humans fed and entertained? It's like juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle. That's some serious multitasking right there. And she wasn't just scribbling down grocery lists. She was creating an entire universe filled with magic, adventure, and a really bad case of a disappearing potion ingredient. Her dedication to her craft was unwavering. She poured her heart and soul into every page, every character, and every plot twist. It was a labor of love, fueled by her passion for storytelling. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Despite her hard work and determination, success didn't come easy. J.K. Rowling's manuscript, the one that would eventually become Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was rejected. Get this, 12 times. That's right, 12 publishers turned her down. Can you believe that? 12 publishers said no thanks. They couldn't see the magic that was right in front of them. They probably regret that decision now, right? Imagine being the one who passed on what would become one of the best-selling book series of all time. But here's the thing about J.K. Rowling. She's got more perseverance than a house elf trying to polish all the silverware at Hogwarts. She didn't give up. She kept pushing forward, believing in her story and her characters. She kept believing in her story, in her characters, and in herself. Her resilience and determination are truly inspiring. And thank goodness she did, because the rest, as they say, is history. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the magic of believing in yourself. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that incredibly inspiring. There's something about hearing stories of people who have faced countless obstacles and still managed to come out on top that just lights a fire within me. I mean, it's easy to get discouraged when things don't go our way, right? We've all been there. Those moments when it feels like the universe is conspiring against us and nothing seems to go as planned. You try out for the school play and end up as like tree number 3 in the back row. It's not the starring role you dreamed of, but it's a start, and every actor has to start somewhere. Or you bake a batch of cookies that come out looking more like hockey pucks. It's a small failure, but it feels monumental in the moment. It's those moments when you just want to crawl under the covers and eat your feelings, preferably with a side of ice cream. We all have our comfort rituals for dealing with disappointment, but J.K. Rowling's story reminds us that rejection isn't the end, it's just a detour. Her journey to success was paved with countless rejections, each one a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. It's a chance to reevaluate, to learn, and to come back even stronger. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, to refine our approach, and to build resilience. Think about it. What if she had given up after the first rejection? Or the fifth? Or even the 11th? Each rejection was a test of her resolve, a challenge to her belief in her own story. The world would have missed out on the magic of Harry, Ron, Hermione, and the whole wizarding world. Her persistence gave us a universe that has inspired millions. And that would be a travesty, wouldn't it? Imagine a world without the joy and wonder that her books have brought to so many. So the next time you're feeling down about a setback, remember J.K. Rowling's story? Let it be a beacon of hope and a reminder that persistence pays off. Remember the power of persistence, the importance of believing in yourself, and the magic that can happen when you refuse to give up on your dreams. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. But J.K. Rowling's story isn't just about literary success. It's about overcoming adversity. It's about finding your voice, even when the world seems determined to drown it out. It's about proving that even in the darkest of times, a little bit of magic can go a long way. And let's be honest, we could all use a little more magic in our lives, right? Whether it's the magic of a good book, the magic of friendship, or the magic of believing in yourself, even when it feels like no one else does. J.K. Rowling's journey reminds us that success isn't a straight line. It's a winding path filled with detours, roadblocks, and the occasional three-headed dog guarding a secret trapdoor. But with enough determination, a little bit of luck, and maybe a sprinkle of pixie dust, we can overcome any obstacle that life throws our way. So, let's raise a glass, or a wand, to J.K. Rowling and to all the aspiring writers, dreamers, and doers out there who dare to believe in the power of their own stories. Because you know what? We all have a story to tell. We all have something unique and special to offer the world. And sometimes it takes a little bit of failure, a little bit of rejection, to push us outside our comfort zones and discover our true potential. So, the next time you're feeling lost or discouraged, remember J.K. Rowling's journey. Remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to achieving your dreams. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, your story will be the next one to inspire millions around the world. But enough about J.K. Rowling for now. We've got more inspiring stories to dive into, more lessons to learn, and more reasons to celebrate the power of failing forward. Stick around because up next, we're talking about a tech genius who turned getting fired into a billion-dollar comeback story. You won't want to miss it. All right, folks, let's talk about another name you're probably familiar with, Steve Jobs. The man, the myth, the turtleneck. He gave us Apple, Pixar, the iPhone. Basically, he revolutionized the way we live, work, and entertain ourselves. But did you know that Steve Jobs, the tech titan himself, was once fired from his own company? Yep, you heard that right. It's true what they say. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into building a company, only to be shown the door. It's like baking a delicious apple pie and then being told you can't have even a single bite. But you know what they also say? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Or in Steve Jobs' case, when life gives you a pink slip, you start a new company that eventually becomes even more successful than the first. Talk about a power move. In 1985, Apple's board of directors decided they'd seen enough of Steve's visionary, some might say intense management style, and gave him the boot. I can only imagine the board meetings were pretty interesting back then. Now, most people would probably be pretty crushed to be fired from the company they built. I mean, I'd be devastated if someone told me I couldn't host my own show anymore, but Steve Jobs wasn't most people. He took that rejection and used it as fuel to ignite his next big thing. He didn't wallow in self-pity or start an angry blog about his former colleagues, though that would have been an interesting read. Instead, he founded a new company called Next, which focused on developing high-end computers for the education and business markets. Now, I'm not a tech expert, but I know a good thing when I see it. And the Next computer? It was way ahead of its time. It had this sleek design, powerful software, and even introduced the world to the first web browser as we know it today. Talk about turning a setback into a setup for something even greater. It's like tripping on a banana peel and accidentally discovering a hidden treasure chest filled with gold and delicious snacks. Who wouldn't want that? But the story doesn't end there. Oh no, this is a comeback story for the ages. Remember Apple, the company that fired Steve Jobs? Well, they were struggling a bit without their visionary leader. It's like trying to bake that apple pie again, but this time you forgot the sugar and the crust is burnt. Not exactly a recipe for success. So, what did they do? They swallowed their pride and went crawling back to Steve, like a lost puppy dog hoping for a treat. And being the forgiving soul that he was, or maybe he just really loved apple pie, Steve decided to return to the company he founded. And you know what happened next? Apple went from a struggling tech company to, well, Apple, the company that revolutionized the music industry with the iPod, changed the way we communicate with the iPhone, and made tablets cool again with the iPad. All because Steve Jobs refused to let a little setback like getting fired define his legacy. He took a bite out of failure and turned it into a technological empire. Steve Jobs once said, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me." Now, I don't recommend going out and getting yourself fired, but his words hold a powerful message. Sometimes failure can be a gift, a chance to start over, to reevaluate our priorities, and to pursue our passions with even greater purpose. Steve Jobs' story reminds us that setbacks are temporary, but our resilience, our determination, and our ability to learn from our mistakes are what truly define us. So the next time you face a challenge, a rejection, or a setback, remember Steve Jobs and his incredible comeback story. Remember that failure is not the end of the road. It's just a detour on the path to success. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, your greatest setback will lead you to your greatest triumph. But hold on to your hats, folks, because we're not done yet. We've got one more incredible story of failure and triumph to share with you after the break. This time, we're stepping onto the court with a basketball legend who turned rejection into a slam dunk career. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, get ready for a story about the one and only Michael Jordan. You know him, you love him, he's practically synonymous with basketball. But this story might surprise you, because even Michael Jordan, the guy who seems like he could fly, had to learn to bounce back from setbacks. Get this, in high school, Michael Jordan didn't even make the varsity basketball team. Can you imagine? Can you picture it? Michael Jordan being told, "Sorry, not this time, kid." I bet those coaches are still kicking themselves. But here's the thing about Michael. He didn't let that stop him. Instead of getting discouraged, it just fueled his fire. He used that rejection as motivation to work even harder. He was probably out there practicing day and night, dribbling under the moonlight, shooting hoops in the rain. And you know what? It paid off, big time. He became one of the most dedicated, hard-working athletes of all time. He practiced harder, trained longer, and pushed himself further than anyone else. He turned that no into a resounding yes. And the rest, as they say, is history. 6 NBA championships, 6 NBA Finals MVP awards, 10 scoring titles, the list goes on. And it all started because he didn't let one setback define him. He used it as fuel to become the best version of himself. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade, or should I say, turning a missed shot into a slam dunk. Michael Jordan's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes our biggest disappointments can lead to our greatest triumphs. You know what I love about Michael Jordan? He's not afraid to talk about his failures. In fact, he embraces them. He once said, and I quote, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed." Can you imagine having the courage to admit that? But here's the real kicker. He followed that up with, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." That right there is the key, people. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. Every miss, every loss, every setback, it's all part of the journey. It's what shapes us, it's what makes us stronger. So the next time you're facing a challenge, remember Michael Jordan. Remember the kid who was cut from his high school basketball team and went on to become a global icon. Remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. Keep your head up, keep working hard, and never, ever give up on your dreams. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope these stories inspired you as much as they inspire me. Remember, your comeback is always stronger than your setback. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on new content. And hey, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about a time you turned a failure into a success. Until next time, keep failing forward, and I'll see you in the next video.